Hello, good evening everyone, and welcome you all to today's webinar. I'm Ram Suraj, working as a developer at Spikra Private Limited, and I'll be the host for the webinar today. First of all, thank you for all for joining the meeting, the webinar. And as we all know, like today we are going to talk about something that looks small on the surface, but actually has a huge impact on user engagement, right? So, which is sending notifications at the right time. So, as topic refers right message at the right time, right? So many applications today send messages and reminders, alerts, and updates, right? So, but if those messages reach the users at the wrong time, so they often get ignored, right? So you imagine receiving a reminder at 2 a.m. while you are sleeping, and even if the message is important, the timing makes it ineffective, right? So today we'll explore how we can solve this problem using Zoho Creator by building the time-aware push notification, like time zone-aware push notifications. So by the end of the session, like you'll understand how to design a system where every user receives notification exactly when it matters and no matter where they are in the world, right? So here we deliver notifications at the perfect moment anywhere in the world using the features in Zoho Creator, right? So yeah, so these are the list of contents that we are going to discuss on today's webinar. Like first of all, we'll just brush up our introduction to Zoho Creator, not much into detail, just shallow topic cover. So for getting to know what is Zoho Creator, first of all, and how the notifications can be used into Zoho Creator, right? So on following we have the agenda. So what Zoho Creator enables and types of the push notifications and how to enable push notification and sending notifications with Deluge, which is in-house scripting language in Zoho. So if you take any of the products in Zoho, like they have around 50, 60 plus products involved, right? So if any of the products, we can use Deluge as an in-house scripting language to customize the workflow or the code or the behavior of the app for your use cases, right? Oh, and how to do that using to send notification using Deluge, and what are the challenge that we face to deliver notifications on the user perspective, user dependent time zones, right? So we'll discuss the challenge and the overcome of those challenges using the feature or the workaround in Zoho Creator, and we'll get to see with the real use case, and I'll show you the real use case with an example, practically approaching and practically implementing the real world use case using Zoho Creator platform, and how we actually implement that. So I'll give you the architecture also, right? So this is the list of contents that we are going to discuss on today's webinar, and into the Zoho Creator, right? So what does Zoho Creator? So you all know that um, that's a platform. It's a low code application platform, development platform, right? So that allows businesses to build applications quickly instead of um, like writing thousands of lines of codes. Developers and business users can design applications using forms, workflows, and automations, right? So you don't need to be a master of code or the development or tools that involve such languages. I mean Java or C++ or any other object-oriented languages or other languages, right? So this is a low-code platform. Like you can build the customer portals, and you can build even the mobile apps and approval. You can have the approval systems using Creator, and you can make a tracking system using Creator, and we can also make a business dashboards. So, and the best part is that the applications automatically work across the web, mobile, and portal users, right? So, this is the best feature that we have in Creator. Like it can also run at the same time in web in mobile and then portal application. So we have apart from Zoho Creator application, we have a separate application called Creator Client Portal application. So using that client portal application, you can give access to certain modules or certain certain forms to that particular customer portal and give and restrict the access for that particular for the particular users, and get used with the creator. Instead of buying a new license for the full creator application, you can buy client portal applications also. So that will be benefit. And yeah, so so before getting into the problems, like let's discuss how the notification in modern applications work, right? So for example, let us take Swiggy or Zomato, that the food delivery application in our real world. So in our mobile, you get the notification right in the evening at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. when you feel hunger. Like you get a notification saying that last week you had a meal at KFC, and today it's been a week and you are going to plan. Will you go and plan to make for KFC, or will you have the different options to explore? So right, so that engages the user to use the app and have look into the various options or various restaurants available in the application, right? So it usually insists the user to use the app extensively and order more meals to enjoy from working from home, right? So, and if you think about the banking application, so you get the notification when your money is debited and when your money is credited, right? So you have a type of notification, like you have a calendar notification that reminds you of your order of meetings, and if you have subscribed to any fitness app, so that tells you to log your efforts or log uh, your food or meal you took for that particular day, to count and calculate the calories that you burn for today or for the future week, right? So here we see that notifications are everywhere. So, but the key to effective notifications is not just the message. So it's the timing, right? So if the timing is wrong, the message loses its impact. So this is especially important when your users are located across different parts of your world. So like if you are going to run a fitness app, that the users are going to be globally. So one user, I mean, a set of users from India, a set of users from America, and different parts of the world, right? So they need to get the notifications right with respect to their time zones, right? So it should appear based on their time zones. So even the server runs on the India. So if your app is running, the app server is running from India, so they should get their notification right from to their respective time zones, right? So that is possible using Zoho Creator. I feel like this is a hidden problem with notifications and I mean, when you usually use Zoho Creator, so the hidden problem is like you have notifications assigned, or notifications you have assigned for particular person or particular group of people. Like it usually works at the server time, right? So you should convert the server time into the global users time zone, and based on their time zone they should receive the notifications, right? So I feel this is a real challenge, and most applications and notification based on the server time. So, but users are not all in the same place, right? So if like I said, if a server sends a notification at 6 a.m. IST, for someone in New York it may be like 7:30 p.m. Previous day, right? So we are ahead of US, so they will get the notification 7:30 p.m. So it's funny, right? So when we say hi, good morning, catch up with your work for the catch up with your effort in world for today. So it would be more apt for the particular time zones if you get and receive the notifications on time based on your time zone, right? So this is a real problem. Like, and what Zoho Creator enables, like, so it actually provides several ways to notify users. So push notifications to mobile devices and in-app notifications inside the application, and alerts inside the user portals, and even you have the automated notification triggered by the workflows, right? So these notifications can be triggered through events such as the record creation or the status updates, uh, and you have an approval processes, scheduled reminders, and all of this can be controlled using delete scripts or the plug in plug out uh, feature, right? So if not, you can use a delete script to uh, control these reminders based on the event occurs, right? So this gives the developers full control over how and when notifications are delivered. So So before we go deeper, like I'm curious to know something. Let me ask everyone here a quick question. So how many of you have already implemented time zone based notifications in any applications? Like you can vote in the poll now. Yeah. So I think a poll will be popped up in your screen. So yeah, so most of the people have selected this is new to you, right? So I think we can go ahead and discuss how we are going to implement the notification based on the time zone, based on the user's time zone, right? So with respect to their user's time zone. So enabling push notifications for Android and iOS, right? So now that we understand how notifications work conceptually, and the next step is to enable the push notifications in our Zoho Creator application, right? So push notifications allow our app to send alerts directly to a user's mobile device or the device that they have, right? So even when the application is not actively open, even when the application is not actively open, or if you are if you are putting your mobile on charge, right? So even in the rest time, so you get a notification or a alert sound that reminds you to continue your effort and work that needs to be done for the day, right? So Zoho Creator supports push notifications for both Android and iOS devices, but before we start sending notifications through deluge or workflows, we need to configure new settings, right? So first, inside Zoho Creator, so we need to go to the application settings, and then here we find an option for push notification configuration, right? So these are all the type of notifications that you get in-app notifications, and you get push notifications that alerts through your mobile screen. So and you get automated alerts which is triggered by the workflow that you have set in the backend, right? So here these notifications can be found inside the Zoho Creator already, but I'm talking about the push notification that's going to be get popped out on your screen when you're not on the particular app, or when you're not targeting the particular app, or when you're not using the particular app, right? So this can be enabled using um, yeah. So here, so we can rebrand the customer portal. If you're using a customer portal, you can rebrand the entire so create a customer portal based on your brand name and brand logo, and keep all your brand specific items on the application, and the removing the trademark of Zoho Creator, or user doesn't know whether they are using the Zoho Creator application in the backend. So it just wraps and covers on the top of Zoho Creator customer portal, and you get your brand new, uh, your own brand uh, application, right? So by getting into the setting, like you can enable the push notifications. So for Android apps, the platform uses Firebase Cloud messaging, which handles the delivery of notifications to user devices. And for or it generally uses the Firebase cloud messaging, right? So when you enable this for Android, so this is the image that I have shown for Android. So when you enable the push notification here, you need to get into the Firebase cloud messaging service, and you need to enable there to get your push notifications popped up on your mobile device. For iOS apps, notifications are delivered through Apple push notification services, which is commonly known as APN, right? So when push notifications are enabled, so Zoho Creator automatically connects the application with these services in the background. And from that point onward, so whenever a workflow or delete script sends a message through these services, and the user receives it instantly on their phone, right? So another important point that is I need to mention is that the users must have the Zoho Creator mobile app installed and notifications enabled on their device. If you are having a rebranded application, then you need to enable the push notifications through your mobile settings to get the notification popped up on your screen, right? So if notifications are disabled on the device settings, the messages will not appear. So this is usual and very common, right? So when you don't need any notification from the application, we generally go to the settings of that particular application and turn off the notification to disable all the notification that we are getting randomly or get popped up and get clumsy in our mobile, right? So this setup becomes the foundation for the time zone aware notification system. Yeah. So this is an important topic. So sending notification via delete script, right? So here we see using delete script. So you can control the notifications by using the program, using the scripting language called delete, which is a in-house scripting language used by Zoho. So here we generally create a variable, and we need to use the line. So just a single line. So Zoho.push notification, and you need to mention the list of email IDs or a particular email ID if you are going to send for a particular user alone, or if you are going to set a large number of users the same push notification, then you need to give the list of users email ID instead of giving a particular single person's email ID in a string. So and then you can have a title for the push notification, and the message is something called the description. So first of all, you get the title and you get a small description of the title for your title, and the entire message can be viewed once you click on that notification. So this here we have marked as report link name, right? So using this report link name, so usually you can create a form so that consists of the exact notification message that needs to be shown or popped up to the user screen, right? So here we can have the message on that particular form, and we will link that record ID to show the complete message that the user needs to see. So here we have the title and message. Even the title and message can be common for everyone, right? So we can play here with having the same title and description and have a different message entirely when we click onto the push notification and getting into the report that is involving the complete message to view for the user, right? So here these are all the mandatory items that you need to mention here. So once you have I mean targeted the correct form name and input ID of the message, then your push notifications of the message that you have entered in the form will surely get received to the user. So this is a basic push notification function that is available on the Deluge or on the Zoho docs that you can get, right? So our use case is pretty different. So sending notifications to their respective time zones, right? So here we have the challenge. So here now we have challenge, like this is a why time zone other notifications matter, right? So if the one user is from US and one user is from Saudi Arabia, or one user is from China and one user is from India, like the server is running, right? So from the global users, multiple users from different regions are using the app, but they need to receive the particular notification at the right time, right? So this is a time zone challenge that we are having right now in the platform. So, um, so before getting into this, I'd like to have um, the another poll. So let's do a quick another poll. So based on what we have discussed so far, like what do you think is the most uh, okay? So okay, so we'll have the quick poll now. So what do you think is the most important element in building time zone aware notifications, right? Okay, so I get some results saying that storing user time zone correctly, so which is 100% correct. So first we need to store the user time zones in our device or in our admin panel or in our form. Then only we can convert that time to that to their relative time zone to get their notifications at the right time, right? So I think most of the people have uh, assumed it correctly, and we'll get to the next slide. So this is a real world use case saying the users log daily health updates to a Zoho creator mobile app. So maybe if the people are using the rebranded customer portal mobile application, right? So they need to send. I mean, uh, the fitness organization need to send a daily reminder at 8 a.m. In their respective time zones to say that you need to work on the particular effort or a particular exercise daily, right? So they need to remind the users at their own specific user time zones, right? So this is a goal. Like we'll work on this goal. I'll show you how creator works and how we are going to architecture this solution. So yeah, so this is how the implementation architecture will be. So first of all, we are going to store the user's time zone. So first step is that, so whenever the user is coming into the app, so we know that all the customer portal application are running on the client side, right? So if you are having a widget or if you are having any or if you are having any component in the creator in a creator app, so like we can get which will be run on the client side, and you can get the user's time zone easily and store it into the user database, right? So here I mentioned the user database is nothing but the form that we create to have all the data on a particular user for a particular user. So there you store a user's time zone also, to which we fetch from their client script or the using a script that is running on their device and gets stored into the database, or in our perspective it's forms. So we are going to store the particular time zone into our forms and work and calculate the data based on that, right? So here we store the time zones in the database, for example Asia or Kolkata or America, New York. So we usually get the time offset also. So using the time offset, we can calculate how difference the time between India and other countries or other regions, right? So from there, we'll calculate and group the users into a particular time zone. So if the user is having a particular time resides in particular country, so right, so if two or three users are from the same country, like we group the users based on the time zones and we'll have it as a list, right? So from that list we'll get all the data, which is their email ID, and you can map that email ID to the personal form or the basic form that you're having all the details of the user. Right from there, you get a time zone of the user, and you can map it to the creator or the component that we are running. So quickly, I will show you how it's implemented. I'll share my screen again to the creator application. So here, if you see, this is a creator form. So here we have the user's data. So this is the user data. So this is sample user data I have. So whenever the um, new user gets onboarded to the customer portal or the creator portal, they get stored into the this basic all personal details form, so which acts as a database in the backend, right? So if you assume this as a backend, saying a table, so this table have all the fields, the columns and rows, and each columns have the respective data, right? So here you have all the emails and name, age, gender, and time zone, right? So we capture each and every time zone from the user using the client script, right? So if the user is using the application or using the widget component, so if they are using a widget component which is going to run on the client side, right? So if you are going to build an app from the widget, so you get you get to store the user's time zone based on that into the form. So you store it here. So once you store the user's time zone into the form, it gets automatically converted uh, to the equivalent Indian time. So if say America Toronto have offset of -5, UTC -5, right? So here I'll create one and email. Uh, not that email. Sorry. Right. So the moment I submit, so some workflow from the behind on submission runs, and the offset from UTC -5 is getting converted into equivalent Indian time, right? So from today's rate, it automatically converted into the user's time based on if I need to have an 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. notification. So here this workflow runs and gets stored into this report. If you see this report, so I have added Vinod at Spikra.com. So this is a new user I have added, and this user have the time zone of America Toronto, right? So since we have a person already from America Toronto, it get grouped with the same time zone, right? So and the 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. is automatically converted. So here we see for America or Toronto, so the 8 a.m. automatically converted here, and it into a 6:30 evening, right? So if you see for America, it will be like previous day's evening. So our morning will be previous day's evening. So this conversion automatically done in the back end when you submit the form. So and you get stored for the particular time, and you have if you have a different time zones or different time lanes to send a notification, we can add certain number of columns to send notification based on that. Here I, for example, I've added only 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. If you need to send at different times, then you can convert the same for an append here with different columns, right? So here, if I need to send a push notification, right? So here I have already have if you see, yeah. So I'll show you the custom message before showing the workflow that we have. So the push notification for 8 a.m. So we have already the message. Hello, this is to remind you that work for the day is pending, right? And I have an ID for this particular record, for this particular row, right? So here this ID will be uh, mapped to the notification that we are sending, right? So here this ID will be mapped based on that, and you receive this message with the notification saying with the title and description. The title and description will be on the script side. So if you look into the script side, So this is a 8 a.m. schedule function. I have created a schedule function here and I have enabled it, which is already inactive. So if I see, I've used the same deluge code. So Zoho.push notification and for which user it needs to get. So since I'm showing you the pop-up or the notification which is notified into the account, so I've taken the, the account that I'm using, so I'm passing it statically. So instead you can have an entire business logic over here on the script, and based on that you can pass the data, the email IDs or messages or the particular title and description that you need, right? So here I have the title as hello user and description as missed to exercise for the day, and push notification 8 a.m. report. So this is a report I have shown you the message that we have. So that message will get mapped and will receive to the user when they get into the push notification, right? And I have mapped the ID of the message also, right? So here um, yeah, so this is already scheduled, right? So this should not, this should automatically trigger to that particular time, right? This is already scheduled since we have for 8 a.m. So this will be triggered for the particular users 8 a.m. for to uh, yeah. So to receive it now, so you can see that I have for uh, for me I have around 8 a.m. as 6:30. So now the time is 4:36, and I'm setting a notification for 4:38, right? So it will automatically run for 4:38. I'm selecting the time. Right. This will be on 27. So 27, 4:38, I'm setting the time. And if you see, it's getting updated, right? So for user one demo 5.spikra, so this is a account I'm using right now. So at 4:38, I must receive a notification automatically. Till then we can see what is the message that we have assigned for that particular report, right? So this is a message that going to pop up on your screen. So once you get the notification, so you have the hello user as a title and you have certain wordings in the description, and in the message you get redirected to this report saying the message, the complete message, right? You get the complete message for that particular notification. So same wise, we can have a different forms created for multiple timings that you need to trigger a notification based on user's time zone. So right now we assume that the device is running from a different time zone, right? So I have manually changed to run it automatically to see whether it's getting populated on 14:38, right? It usually takes some seconds or to a minute to populate on that time. So yeah, now you got it, right? So you got the notification at the particular time. So at, at correctly 4:38 p.m. you got the notification with the title and with the description. So when I click this notification, it redirects to the uh, form that we have. So here we get the entire message, right? So since I'm having a different fields, it also populating in the report. Like if you need to have only a message or with the logo of your brand, we can customize it in the report to be shown when clicking upon the push notifications, right? So that is customizable. We can do that. So this is a working example of how the schedule function. So here we use the schedule function if you can see here, so I've used the schedule function to be run on the workflow section. So if you select the schedule, so I have run the schedule function based on the time, right? So I have a different form to grouping the time zones, and there I have a separate workflow to convert the user's time to the Indian equivalent time. So there, if you go to the form workflow, you will get the time zone conversion code. So this code actually runs when you actually submit the form, right? So when you actually submit a form, this code runs and automatically convert the user's time zone to that respective Indian equivalent time, right? So you can see here, it takes the data from here and gets stored in here by converting the time zones for that particular time zone. So if you are saying 12 p.m., it gets calculated accordingly and stored. And from here, you can trigger push notifications, right? So from the user's perspective, you see the experience feels natural, and you get to see the message arrives exactly at the right time, right? It may take few seconds. Obviously, like the server needs to run and the code needs to get populated. That needs to act on your mobile based on the device connectivity. And but exactly at 4:38, you got the message. You got the notification popped up on your screen. So to have the notification on your mobile device, I showed you a different setup. There, you need to enable it. Yeah, here you need to enable it for the push notifications like you receive uh, like other apps, right? So other general apps like Zomato, Swiggy, the push notifications can be populated on your devices, on your mobile devices. Based on that, if you go and enable it, you'll get the notifications at the same time. The logic behind is the same. It works based on the setup and the architecture that we have built and we have customized on the Zoho Creator platform, right? So yeah. So let's summarize it. We see how notifications are sent at the right time, and several things improve, right? So when you send a notification to your particular user, so it actually improves several things. Saying user engagement gets increases, and response rates gets improves, and users trust to the application will get increased, right? So I already explained you an example of Swiggy or Zomato, how often you get to use that application and get addict of that, like using the notification. It even they have gone past saying that in your local language or in your regional language, they are sending a push notification saying whether you are ready for your lunch or whether you are ready for your dinner, right? So that improves the user experience to use the app and get the work done effectively. So that's it. That's it from my side. And let's wait for the questions. If you have any questions, you can post it up. So I got a question from Keetana saying, can we have search message in bell button? Um, what kind of search button you need on notification icon? Can you please explain it further? So, are you asking like whether to track the past notification messages that you got in your application? So, can you please elaborate it, like whether we can revisit the messages that we got yesterday or previously at today morning or today afternoon? So, if that's the case, like it's possible, like you get a separate notification bar saying, listing out all the notifications that you get till now. So, yeah, please send the picture. I think you cannot post. Yeah, shall I allow you? I mean, I'm allowing you to talk, so you can enable the mic and you can ask your queries.
Hello.
Yes, you can.
கேக்குதா? ஹலோ.
Yeah, you're audible.
இப்போ நம்மளுக்கு எவ்ரிடே வந்து இப்போ நோட்டிஃபிகேஷன் வந்துட்டே இருக்கும். பட் எனக்கு பர்டிகுலராக இப்போ லாஸ்ட் வீக்கில் இருக்க நோட்டிஃபிகேஷன் நான் பார்க்கணும்னு நினைக்கிறேன்னா, இப்போ எனக்கு அது சர்ச் பார் இருந்தால் தானே என்னால் ஈஸியாக ஃபில்டர் பண்ண முடியும். இப்போ ஜோஹோ கிரியேட்டரில் பெல் பட்டன் கிளிக் பண்ணால் ரைட் சைடில் எல்லா நோட்டிஃபிகேஷனும் காமிக்கும் டே வைஸ்க்கு. பட் எனக்கு லாஸ்ட் வீக், அதாவது இந்த ஐட்டமுக்கு பார்க்கணுன்ற மாதிரி சர்ச் பண்ண முடியுமா?
ஓகே, ஸோ உங்கள் கொஷின் புரிஞ்சுது. Yeah, let me check. Give me a minute. உங்களோட ரெக்குயர்மெண்ட் ஆக்சுவலி நீங்கள் எதுக்கு போய் சர்ச் பண்ணணும்னு நினைக்கிறீங்க? அந்த நோட்டிஃபிகேஷன் யூ ஆர் சர்ச்சிங் த நோட்டிஃபிகேஷன்ஸ் ஆஃப் விச் டேட் ஆக்சுவலி? ஸோ ப்ரீவியஸாக போன நோட்டிஃபிகேஷன் மாதிரி கேட்குறீங்களா?
கம்மகை
notifications you get daily, right? So you get daily, or you get you set the interval that you need to get notified for the particular task to be done, right? ஸோ இப்போ அப்படி நம்ம எடுத்தோம்னா, இப்போ உங்களுக்கு என்ன பர்பஸ்க்காக நீங்கள் போய் அந்த நோட்டிஃபிகேஷனை தேட போறீங்க?
ஆக்சுவலாக இப்போ இந்த மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் கம்பெனி நான் பிஓஎம் பில் ஆஃப் மெட்டீரியல் நிறைய போட்டுட்டே இருப்பாங்க டிசைன் டீம்லேருந்து. இப்போ பர்ச்சேஸ் டீமுக்கு இப்போ பர்டிகுலர் லைன் ஐட்டத்துக்கு அவங்க போட்டுட்டாங்களா இல்லையான்னு நம்ம அந்த நோட்டிஃபிகேஷன்லேயே சர்ச் பண்ணாலே தெரிஞ்சிடும் இல்லையா?
ஓகே,
அந்த மாதிரி.
ஓகே. ஸோ பட் அது நீங்கள் ரெக்கார்ட் லெவல்லே போயிட்டு சர்ச் பண்ணிக்கலாம் இல்லையா? அது அது அப்ரூவ் ஆச்சா இல்லையான்ற மாதிரி.
ஓகே.
பட் ஆக்சுவலி வந்து ரைட் நோ நோட்டிஃபிகேஷனில் சர்ச் ஃபீச்சர் இல்லை ஜோஹோவில். பட் யூ ரைட் மீ a query, ஸோ ஐ கேன் பாஸ் that to Zoho. ஸோ sales@spikra.com-க்கு நீங்கள் உங்களோட query எழுதுங்க. ஸோ ஐ வில் coordinate with Zoho and get you the answer for that.
ஓகே 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 சார். இப்போ நோட்டிஃபிகேஷன் இப்போ எனக்கு ஒன் மோர் டவுட். இப்போ நான் 10 ரெக்கார்டை செலக்ட் பண்ணி நோட்டிஃபிகேஷன் கொடுக்குறேன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன். ஒரு பட்டன் அழுத்துறேன், அது வந்து நோட்டிஃபிகேஷனாக போகணும். ஆனால் 10 டைம்ஸ் போகக்கூடாது, 1 டைம் தான் போகணும்.
அதுக்கு தானே நம்ம ஐடிஸை குரூப் பண்ணுறோம். நான் உங்களுக்கு காமிச்சேன்ல. ஸோ லிஸ்ட் ஆஃப் யூசர்ஸ்க்கு நீங்கள் ஒரே நோட்டிஃபிகேஷன் தான் அனுப்புவீங்க. ஸோ தட்ஸ் வாட் ஐ செட். இப்போ நீங்கள் இந்த ஹியர் வி ஹேவ்ல இப்போ இங்கே வந்து ஒரு இமெயில் ஐடி மட்டும்தான் நீங்கள் இங்கே வச்சுருக்கீங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட் எக்ஸாம்பிளில். பட் ஹியர் யூ ஹேவ் அ லிஸ்ட் ஆஃப் இமெயில் ஐடிஸ் வேர் all the email IDs or all the users need to get a same notification one time. ஸோ இது வந்து ஒரு டைம் தான் எக்ஸிக்யூட் ஆகும் உங்களுக்கு. ஸோ லிஸ்ட்டில் வந்து நீங்கள் அந்த இமெயில் ஐடிஸ் எல்லாத்தையும் மென்ஷன் பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா அவங்களுக்கு ஒரு டைம் தான் போகும். ஸோ 10 times ரன் ஆகாது. ஈவன் 10 times ரன் பண்ணுறது ஃபங்க்ஷனாலிட்டி சம்திங் வாங்க.
இல்ல சார், நான் இந்த மாதிரி மீன் பண்ணி கேட்கல. இப்போ ஒரு ப்ராஜெக்ட் இருக்குன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன். 2501 ஒரு ப்ராஜெக்ட், 2502 ஒரு ப்ராஜெக்ட். இப்போ நான் காலையில 2501க்குன்னு இருக்க ப்ராஜெக்டை செலக்ட் பண்ணி நான் ஒரு நோட்டிஃபிகேஷன் கிளிக் பண்றேன். 10 லைன் ஐட்டம்ஸ் செலக்ட் பண்ணி நோட்டிஃபிகேஷனை கிளிக் பண்றேன்னா எப்படி போகணும்னா 2501 ப்ராஜெக்ட்டுக்கு 10 லைன் ஐட்டம்ஸ் பர்ச்சேஸ் ரெக்வஸ்டா இருக்குன்னு போகணும். 10 times போகக்கூடாது. இந்த 10 ஐட்டம்ஸை நான் செலக்ட் பண்ணி கவுண்டா தான் அதுல போகணும். அந்த மாதிரி அச்சீவ் பண்ண முடியுமா?
அதை அச்சீவ் பண்ண முடியும். இப்போ நீங்கள் ரெக்கார்டு வந்து மல்டிபிள் ரெக்கார்டு செலக்ட் பண்ணிட்டு நீங்கள் பட்டன் ப்ரெஸ் பண்ணுறீங்கன்னா உங்களோட ஃபங்க்ஷனில் நீங்கள் டைரெக்டாக நோட்டிஃபிகேஷனை ட்ரிகர் பண்ணுவாங்க. ரெக்கார்ட்ஸோட ஐடிஸ் ப்ளஸ் ரெக்கார்ட்ஸோட டேட்டாவை நீங்கள் கேப்சர் பண்ணி ஒரு லிஸ்ட்டில் நீங்கள் வச்சுட்டீங்க அப்படின்னா அதுக்கப்புறம் ட்ரிகர் பண்ணுற பாயிண்ட்டை நீங்கள் ஃபங்க்ஷனில் லாஸ்ட்டாக மட்டும்தான் ட்ரிகர் பண்ணணும். நீங்கள் வந்து கிளிக் பண்ணி டேரெக்டாக நீங்கள் சொல்கிறது டேரெக்ட் ஃபீச்சர் இல்லையா? இப்போ நீங்கள் டேரெக்டாக ஒரு நோட்டிஃபிகேஷன் கிளிக் பண்ணி சென்ட் நோட்டிஃபிகேஷன்ஸ்ன்ற ஒரு பட்டன் அங்கே இருக்குது, அந்த பட்டனில் ப்ரெஸ் பண்ணுறேன் அப்படின்னு கேட்குறீங்க கரெக்டாக? அந்த மாதிரி அது ஒர்க் ஆகாது. இஃப் யூ நீட் டு சென்ட் மல்டிபிள் ரெக்கார்ட்ஸ் ஃபார் அ சிங்கிள் பர்சன்னா தென் யூ நீட் டு கோ வித் டெலியூஜ் ஒன்லி. ஸோ இப்போ வந்து நீங்கள் டெலியூஜை யூஸ் பண்ணி நீங்கள் லிஸ்ட்டாக வந்து அதை கவுண்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஸோ லிஸ்ட்டில் நீங்கள் எல்லாத்தையும் தூக்கி 10 லைன் ஐட்டமையும் போட்டுட்டீங்கன்னா ஸோ லாஸ்ட்ல நீங்கள் ட்ரிகர் பாயிண்ட்டை வந்து லாஸ்ட் லைனில் நீங்கள் ட்ரிகர் பாயிண்ட் வச்சுக்கலாம். அங்கே எந்த யூசருக்கு போகணுன்றதை ஸ்பெசிஃபை பண்ணிக்கலாம். பட் டேரெக்டாக நீங்கள் வந்து பை செலக்டிங் புஷ் நோட்டிஃபிகேஷன் சென்ட்ன்ற மாதிரி ஒர்க் ஃப்ளோவில் நீங்கள் எழுத முடியாது. அந்த இடத்துல யூ நீட் டு கோ வித் டெலியூஜ் ஃபங்க்ஷன். ஸோ டெலியூஜ் ஃபங்க்ஷன்ஸில் நீங்கள் வந்து 10 லைன் ஐட்டத்தையும் லூப்பில் ரன் பண்ணிவிட்டு லைன் ஐட்டமில் இருக்கிற ரெக்கார்டு எல்லாத்தையும் லிஸ்ட்டில் போட்டுட்டு கடைசியாக தான் நீங்கள் ட்ரிகர் வைக்கணும் எந்த இமெயில் ஐடிக்கு சென்ட் பண்ணணும்.
ஓகே ஓகே காட் இட். ஓகே ஓகே சார், தேங்க்ஸ்.
தேங்க்யூ. நீங்கள் ஃபர்தர் குவரிஸாக இருந்தால் sales@spikra.com வந்து நீங்கள் மெயில் பண்ணுங்கள். ப்ளஸ் வி ஹேவ் அ நம்பர். ஸோ அதுக்கு நீங்கள் கால் பண்ணி நீங்கள் அந்த புக்கிங் புக் பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஸோ அவர் creator specialist will contact you regarding the query that you have.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So yes, thank you everyone. So thank you for listening to this webinar patiently. Thank you. We'll see on different webinar next week, which will be posted in our Spikra's LinkedIn. Like you can get enrolled to that webinar and get used with your business use cases. Thank you.